I'm not a YouTuber, and neither do I want to be honest. But yeah, I guess for the time being, ReZero is kind of my thing now, I guess. And, wow. That last episode, it was, yeah, I'm gonna say it. I think it was my favorite episode of the season so far. And the fact that we have 10 or 11 more episodes to go, oh, I'm excited to be sure. So yeah, let's just keep it brief for today. If you want to skip around, there are timestamps on screen and in the description. So if reactions aren't your thing, you can skip ahead. But anyway, last episode was crazy. We truly get to see just the extent of what Subaru's memory loss is affecting him, and what he does appearing in this strange new world, in this very high tense situation. But how will things go from here? Well, only way to find out is to watch the episode. So I think we just jump right into it. On to the reaction. It is that time of the week again. Time for some more ReZero. Once again, try not to see the episode title, but wasn't able to cover the episode title in time with my finger, so I saw that it was Empty Shell, which I feel like I say it's interesting so much in these episodes, but it really is interesting. We don't know what that could refer to exactly, but maybe that's what Shaola becomes when Subaru leaves? Potentially, I don't know. Oh, okay. That's another thing, yeah, Shaola. That whole thing. That's adding another thing to this whole situation, which hopefully that just results in a quick death, so we don't have to deal with whatever the hell is happening with Shaola for a prolonged period of time. But yeah, so I feel like we're going to be in for another episode of some not so great things happening to Subaru, but we'll just march forward anyway. So, ReZero, Season 4, Episode 9, Empty Shell, starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. There might have been a delay in that, but not letting anyone kill me. Okay, they fixed it. That was what he was supposed to say, so they fixed it. That's amazing. Yeah, you're a desert boy. Okay, so I would love it if a sandworm just came up. Yep. That perfect timing. Perfect timing. Yes. Okay. I don't want to wish harm on Subaru, but please end his suffering. Please, just this run is not the one. So yeah, he's dying. Okay, be quick and painless. Be quick and painless, please. No, he got saved by Shaola. That's Shaola. But what does she do? I'm curious. I'll just watch and see how it plays out, but that is interesting. Oh man. Answer me, Natsuki Super. He's talking about his past self. Oh. Is there one underneath? Oh. What? What? Oh no, this better not be a new restart point. That would be horrible. I don't want Subaru slapping Betty to be the canon timeline. What is going on? Oh no, there better not be like a bunch of lavas down here. Oh, he's in the pit, I think. Or just a sandworm tunnel in general. Oh, okay, intro. I'm so scared that that's a restart point. Or a respawn point, rather. Oh, please. Please. Satella. Just don't do that, please. So if that does become the canon timeline, then the canon timeline is just him waking up absolutely mad, slapping Betty, running like a madman to raid, getting stabbed in the chest, getting his organs played with, having a mental breakdown on the stairs, and then I assume it was off screen that he explained to them that he lost his memories. But in terms of that exchange, if that is a canon timeline, then that's the worst way that exchange could have possibly gone. So, man, him waking up, or like being unconscious and then waking up, that brings to mind respawn point stuff. So I really hope because then that means whatever the hell is happening with Shaola is part of it as well. And this whole thing of why did he lose the memories? Who pushed him off the stairs? Is he going where I think he's going? Oh, is he in the... He's going to be driven mad again. I think. Maybe. Not sure. But... Oh, man. I mean, what's worse? Him getting mad on his own, or him walking down the other path with the flame pit? Unless he was in the flame pit and then walked out of it. Don't know, but... Man. He can't open it. Man, he's... Things are rough for Newbrew. Oh, come on, man. Don't bash your skull. Wait a minute. What's this? Huh? He's back. That is something to think about. Okay. Why though? I'll just kill you. Kill who? Oh, he's affected by the miasma, but he's for some reason brought into here? And he's going to try and kill whoever pushed him, but... Does he know who it is? I mean, I don't even really know who it is. So, there's so many possibilities. It could be Shaola, it could be Meili. No, not Julius. Maybe Ram. Maybe Aridna. Not Beatrice, not Amelia. But yeah, it's really sad because he feels like the world's out to get him. Just from... But is this the miasma, or is this just him? Okay. That it's got to not be Shaola then. There's something else here that... Okay. I think it's safe to say that there's something else in this tower, and that might have been the cause of Subaru's memory loss, maybe. Oh my god. Wait, no, unless this is Shaola going mad, and so they had to do everything they could just to kill her, and no matter how brutal. Oh my god, you can see her spinal column. Jesus Christ. It's so disturbing. It'd be great if he just died on his own. What? Oh my god. Just focus on spines. That's interesting. But why? Everyone's dead. My god. Oh, that frame was kind of shocking. God damn, the blood just dripping down the staircase. But that... Why is everyone dead though? Did Shaola go on a killing spree and then a last resort just killed Patricia? Please no. Please no. Please be normal. I'm getting PTSD. Patricia, please be normal. I'm scared that somehow the miasma leaked everywhere. I'm wary of Patricia too, but I think right now she's fine. So don't. No. Come on, man. See, now you're going to get your skull bitten off. Or not? Maybe? Maybe not? No. Okay. So, I think that rules out miasma. But... Jesus Christ, though, this... Blue light. What's the blue light for? Okay, no, there are blue lights around, but... Just... But they don't know what to do with you, because... I think Patricia is like the only one that like truly cares for Subaru right now. An animal just doesn't really understand, but just wants to stay by his side. Just take any help you can get, man. Okay, what is it? Black mist. Is this the Black Serpent? Okay. Wait, is this the Venom? Are they just illustrating it differently? I completely ruled out the Black Serpent, but this could actually be it. The way Patricia's leg was like taken over like that just reminds me of it from season 2, but it doesn't even know her name, just calls her Lizard Man. What? Fell through the floor? Things are just becoming more and more of a mindfuck. So... the tower's just falling apart? Just what the hell are you? What am I hearing? Try to figure... Rem? What? Whoa. I think it is Gluttony. Gluttony ate Rem. We know at least one of them can turn into people. Unless that was some weird fucky-wucky shit. Also, I love this spawn. Who's going into fucking choke? Oh my god. Okay, I got it. My mind is running wild with so many possibilities. It could be some other fucky-wucky shit. Or... it could be Gluttony. But Rui didn't eat Ram. It was... Wait. Maybe Rui did eat... I mean, I keep saying Ram, I mean Rem. Maybe it was Rui that ate Rem. Because Rui just appeared out of nowhere. Oh my god, great shot. Yeah. Oh, he just gonna play it fine. Oh man. This is the opposite of what he needs, but... this might go better, but... he's just feigning that he knows everyone, but he doesn't. But he kind of does, because he's experienced like 3 loops with them, but... okay, so... I think that must be it then. Because why would Rem get up? Again, won't rule out the possibility of some fucky-wucky shit, but... we just don't know about, but... it could be that Rui did eat Rem after all. And... yeah, because Rui appeared out of nowhere when Lai was sort of defeated. So what if... No, we saw Lai bite onto Rem, so that voice didn't belong to either of them. In fact, no one in this group sounds like... Oh, yeah. Huh. Stop spacing out to help me fetch water. Oh, man, okay, this is... Now I don't know anymore. I'm just gonna stop trying to theorize right now, but... Oh, man. And what was the tower crumbling apart? And what was it, like, teleportation around everywhere? This is gonna... Oh, man. And we still didn't really understand what happened with Shaola. With the multiple iris thing, but... I wonder if you looked as sexy as ever. Wow, okay. Everyone is noticing, I think. Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. Ooh. A favor. Yeah, because we still don't know what actually happened. I thought that conversation was over. Oh, this is so weird. He doesn't know. Oh my god, man. Satisfied, eh? This is so fascinating. I'm trying to understand the timeline a little bit. Was last night, because it was 2 nights ago, was the heart to heart sort of with Julius and Subaru, but oh yeah, because they haven't revealed the secret yet. Like, to everyone, at least, but... Oh, yeah, no, I'm dumb. Last night refers to Ridna and Julius and that whole situation. Even if we get her back, she doesn't remember who I am. So this is interesting, though. Because he's using his knowledge from a different loop to key this in. Even if this Subaru in this loop wasn't told directly. Don't know, we apologized. This is so weird, because this would mean so much to just regular Subaru, but this Subaru with so much incomplete information. Like, he probably has no idea what the hell Julius just said. Yeah, just... Okay, the showers in a barrel. Interesting. Was I useful to you? I'm still not fully trusting Shala. Like, great voice acting, but no comment. No comment at all. Oh man, poor Shower. Yeah. He's feigning that he knows. So can Pachiche see something's up with Shower too? What? Shallow's dialogue is fascinating. So, does the person that pushed him still have a reason to push him here? Because he's pretending to know. But will all the others notice that? Oh, okay. Oh, that's interesting though, because he doesn't have that connection with Amelia. So, is he gonna form some strange thing with Shower? So many possibilities, but man, I'm I'm still thinking back on earlier in the episode and why all that happened. But yeah, don't. We got a chunk of the day missing in what the old Subaru did. Living in Paris, just me and her. Yeah, you don't. Huh. Yeah, after my theorizing last episode, I don't know if I trust her inclusion here, but hmm. Oh no, she's gonna pick it up. Oh man. Okay. Again, he's not gonna really know that Elsa was not someone he wanted to be around. What business does Meili have? Is she really? Is she really the one that pushed him? Um. What? What? I have. I don't know. I don't know what's going on anymore. Okay. Was she like choked out or something? Wait, so they're in the middle of the thing now, the staircase. I'm so. What? I. Why would you come to that conclusion? It, is his arm? What? Wait, are there characters on his arm? Subaru Natsuki was. Wait. What? Is the actual Subaru gaining back control at points? Oh my god, okay. Holy shit. Holy shit, okay. Maybe Meili was the one that actually pushed him in those other loops and does have some really antagonistic thing going on. But whether that's related to the memory loss thing, I don't know. But maybe at a certain point, okay, maybe just then, the real Subaru gained back control. and he figured it out. So choked Melee out. And then knew he didn't have much time left or something. Like it was going back for some reason. And so he had to quickly run right on his arm with blood. Not even with blood, just scarring in his arm. That the real Subaru was here. That's the only thing I can think of what it means. Because we saw that same effect with the TV static or whatever earlier. So was that a similar situation? Where Subaru gained back control? But I can't remember when that happened. Also, the episode ended, by the way, but okay. This is getting so crazy. Is that tied into the same thing with why he lost his memories in the first place, though? Like, it seems awfully convenient that it happened right when Melee was having a one-on-one with Subaru. And mentioned the thing they said yesterday. So, did Subaru, I can't even begin to speculate. Things are all gonna unfold from here. But, and what actually happened with Charlotte? Because that was also curious, because what I thought would have happened was that she might have gone on some kind of massacre. Or something like that. Or reverted to some kind of primal form. There's a whole theory I cited in before, that I think she's some kind of scorpion that Flugel then gave autonomy to in a human form. But that's clearly not what happened, because we saw Shaola in a human form with her spine ripped out. There's also someone around ripping out people's spines or chunks of their backs. Oh, and there's a thing with Rem as well. I think, and whatever the hell the fog thing was. So, from last episode, I feel like it was pretty clear that there was two main sort of antagonistic forces. How to put them? Because one of them might not even be an actual physical antagonist. It might just be the tower that erases memory somehow. But there's someone pushing him. And I don't think the person that pushed him is the same person that, well, if it is a person, that made Subaru lose his memories. So, is there a third thing? And that's the fog thing? I'm getting more and more convinced that gluttony is involved, though. But would gluttony be the reason for the chunks torn out of people? Because that must mean something biting them. Or the chunks torn out of people in the Black Mist is the same thing. Which, when I think of chunks being torn out of people, that doesn't give to mind gluttony, because gluttony is a little bit different. It's full consumption, eating your name. It's not just simply biting into people. And when I think of something biting into people that relates to gluttony, is one of the Great Maw-beasts. And the only one left is the Serpent. And that fog also vaguely remind me of the Black Serpent's venom that we saw in Amelia's flashback. And the only problem is, it looked nothing like that. However, the anime, starting with Season 3, has changed its art style a bit. And I believe it's to focus more on the, try and be more like the light novel style. So, what if that's just how the Black Serpent's venom looks in the anime, in this updated art style? And it was actually a black mist or whatever, and the weird orange blight or whatever it was, or however it was presented in Season 2, that was not how it's actually presented, and they changed that for this. And the Black Serpent's just in this tower, I guess, biting out chunks of people? Maybe? It's... Because again, and that's another reason why I'm hesitant in even saying it would be gluttony that caused the memory loss, because would they be satisfied with just that? Because I don't think they'd be just satisfied with just biting a couple of chunks out of Shaola. They're actually... It's weird. I'd expect it to either just be her body completely intact, but no memories, no consciousness, no nothing. Or for her to be completely disappeared because they just ate her entire body. So, there being a body, but with chunks torn out, that doesn't bring to mind gluttony. And by gluttony, I mean Archbishop Gluttony. I should probably specify that, but yeah. But now I'm more thinking gluttony because of the REM thing, because I don't know why REM would be awake and why she would push off Subaru off the balcony, it looked like, and ripped his head off. Like, yeah, that doesn't make sense. Also, Subaru could have been affected by the miasma there, but I wouldn't be shocked because he went in for the choke on Amelia when he woke up, just because he's that untrusting and really thinks everyone is out to get him. So him walking up the stairs like that and talking in that, it was so sad, just how he was talking about everyone and how he just thought everyone was secretly hated him. It's like the mere idea that Beatrice or Amelia or Julius could have pushed him off, like, that's just unthinkable. But he really thinks it's a possibility, and yeah, he doesn't know them, but he should have no reason to think that, but he does. He just feels that beaten down. I'm so glad that a spawn point didn't happen in the tunnel, because that would have been all kinds of messed up, especially when we saw what was going on. Now, town was crumbling apart, chunks on everyone. Like, yeah, like that would not be a good restart point if everyone was dead. I'm so curious for how review portion will go, because I have no idea, honestly. Like, I think this might just be a video where I just go, I have no idea. Yeah, that loop in particular, I have no idea, man. I have no idea. Oh, this was a weird episode to watch today. Like, I don't know what kind of vibe I was expecting, but it was so like such clashing tones. Just everyone being dead and Subaru being just so deranged in the same episode as him trying to feign knowing everyone and just having interactions that are not quite right. Yeah, if it really is the old Subaru regaining control again at certain points for whatever reason, I don't know what reason that would be. If he's just desperately fighting for control of his own body, but he knows he can't get back. I don't know, man. I have no idea. And here's the even crazier thought. What if the Subaru Nightscape was here? What if that's actually not the old Subaru? What if that's something else? Like, what if why things are so weird is that there's something else affecting Subaru, potentially taking control of his body, making him do things he doesn't want to do, and it's not actually the real Subaru? I don't know what that would be, but I mean, at this point, like, you could throw out any possibility, and there could be some semblance of an idea, but because I'm throwing out shit like Black Serpent, or it's Rui jumping out of Lie to turn into Rem or something, but thinking back on it, it was Lie. I think it definitely is Lie that ate Rem, because he was the one doing the taunting by bringing out Rem's personality with the curtsy and stuff like that in season 3. I don't think Rui has Lie. So unless Lie can also slightly shapeshift, which I don't think is the case, because the first thing we see from Rui is her shapeshifting, kind of. And I feel like the reason they would show that is to show that that's her thing. Because come to think of it, do we know if Lie can also copy, like, fighting styles of the things he's eaten? Because Roy was doing it a lot, and he definitely can, but can Lie do that? Do they each have different skills? Because that would be weird if Rui could shapeshift and also have the other things that Lie and Roy also have. If it's Rui can shapeshift, Roy can gain skills, just like summon water dragons and shit like that. What can Lie do? Was it already shown? Because both Lie and Roy were bringing out the personas of the people they've eaten. Because Roy was acting like Ricardo's wife, and also Julius's brother, and Lie was bringing out a bit of personality of Rem. So that is one shared ability they have. Maybe the Rem thing wasn't actually literal. Maybe it was symbolic, because we didn't really get a good look. It was just like a close-up. And so it might have just been like that to show that it was the voice. And maybe it was Lie mimicking the voice. And he just ripped Subaru's head off. But wait, no. We saw... Wait. Maybe I'm, like, slightly overthinking this, but also slightly underthinking this. Earlier in that loop, we saw Ram slumped over on the wheelchair, and Rem wasn't in it, did Rem actually just start walking around? But why would she do that? And what? Unless it's like a spirit took over her body? Empty shell. Empty shell. Empty shell, empty shell. Because Rem is an empty shell. Is there something in this tower that's like a spirit? That's like possessing people? But I don't know. Because I almost feel like that's it. But I don't know how that links in with everything else. And I'm not desperately trying to get answers before the show actually reveals it itself, you know. I'm just me just sort of like speculating and talking like this. It's part of the fun, you know. But absolutely mind fucked as I am right now, like it's part of the fun of this experience, you know. But I have no idea, man. I think I'm getting to that point where I'm just like so just mind fucked that I'm just like, okay, I think this is a sign that I need a rewatch. So I'll be back with the review portion and hopefully more answers, or at least like more solid theories. But because right now I've thrown out so much. I've thrown out gluttony, I've thrown out Black Serpent, I've thrown out some other thing like the tower itself, I've thrown out an evil spirit. I don't know, man. I don't know. But yeah, I'll be back for the review, I guess. I thought last episode was a mindfuck. This episode made me truly feel like I was slipping into confusion and insanity alongside Newbrew, because man, what the actual fuck is going on? Who the fuck is biting chunks out of people? Why was Patrash fine? Why was there black mist shooting out everywhere? Why did Subaru teleport? And why was Rem standing up, talking, and ripped Subaru's head off? At first I thought it was the Archbishop of Gluttony, because we know Ruby can shapeshift, presumably into people she has eaten, but that wouldn't make sense because Lai was the one who ate Rem, but we also saw Ram slumped over on Rem's wheelchair without Rem in sight. Was Rem's body possessed by something and started running around killing everyone? Like, the title of the episode is Empty Shell. Obviously there is a lot of symbolic meaning that could be applied to Newbrew, but thinking about it more, could the empty shell also apply to Rem? Is there some kind of evil spirit looking for an empty shell to possess, and Rem is the perfect target for it? But why that run specifically? Does it have something to do with Subaru stepping outside the tower and Shaola changing? Actually, wait. What we saw when Subaru stepped outside the tower was what almost looked like Shaola slumping over like a ragdoll. Could Shaola's body also be some kind of empty shell? Maybe even one that's keeping in some kind of malicious entity in place, only being non-malicious because of the rules set in place. And Subaru breaking the rules unleashed it, and it went to possess Rem's empty husk of a body? I have so many thoughts and theories swirling around in my head, but none of them truly make sense. The only thing I feel really confident in is that Meili can't be trusted. More than likely the person who pushed Subaru off the ledge for those two loops. And actually, another evidence towards that I forgot to mention last video, when we see that POV shot going towards Subaru's back, the POV is a little lower down, which, well, most people in this squad are shorter than Subaru, because it's mostly women, but when you portray a POV like that, it brings to mind someone significantly shorter than Subaru, which really would only mean Meili, since, come on, it's not Beatrice. So yeah, I do think it's Meili who was the one that pushed him those first two times. And then there's the weird blackout Subaru had, where he woke up to Meili already dead in a different room, with Subaru Natsuki was here, scarred into his arm. I have no idea how the fuck this would even happen, but is OG Subaru somehow regaining control of his body at certain points, knew Meili was malicious, choked her out, and then scarred into his arm that he was here and he did this to let the other Subaru know? 2 separate times it flashed forward with that same glitch effect with the TV static and the slight sketchy white imagery flashing on screen, so I have to assume that both times that happened in the episode that it was a similar thing occurring. So if it was OG Subaru somehow regaining control to choke out Meili, that would also mean that when Subaru got sucked up into the desert, that OG Subaru regained control there. But that's honestly even more strange of a thought if that's what happened there, because it doesn't even seem like anything happened. It was just Subaru falling into the desert and ending up back in the tunnel. I don't know what the OG Subaru could even do in between those two events occurring, or why he would even want to temporarily regain control, specifically in that moment, over any of the other terrible things that happened to Subaru that loop. That first TV static section, it showed a bunch of Oiron bears standing up, then them closer, then what looks to be one right at the camera, but I can't really tell. So maybe it was OG Subaru regaining control in the tunnel. There were Oiron bears down there, about to attack him, before something intervened and killed them, and then Subaru got control again. The second time Subaru blacked out, it showed, well, I think it's self-explanatory. Close-ups of an eye and mouth in what looks to be distress. More than likely, this is showing Melee being choked out. Weirdly enough, in these blackout bits, there's what sounds almost like dolphin sounds, so that's weird. And again, I have no idea how this would even be happening, but I truly don't know of any other possibility that even remotely makes sense, aside from OG Subaru regaining control, because the idea of it being something else possessing Subaru just doesn't feel right. And neither does the idea of Subaru somehow getting more memories erased somehow. Just so much insane stuff happening this episode, and that's without even mentioning Subaru feigning knowing everyone and trying to act like nothing is wrong and making things extremely awkward for everyone, or him driving himself to insanity thinking everyone is out to get him and coming this close to choking Amelia. And just the strange new altered relationships he's forming with the crew because he doesn't have any memories of the bonds he's formed with them previously, so he just doesn't understand his strong connection to Amelia, and is getting perhaps a little bit more closer to Shala than the previous Subaru would, maybe being a little too casual around Melee, and just not really treating Julius with much tact at all, like damn, that scene was a little rough to watch. Can definitely feel those early Subaru vibes, in a good way though. Okay, this isn't necessarily related to specifically this episode, just the overall mystery, but holy shit. Most insane idea that I have only just now thought of, basically when I stopped recording the reaction portion, but who's to say one of the people in the squad isn't already Rui impersonating them? Because she ate them off screen. Has their memories and personalities eaten, but not people's memories of them eaten. And so can perfectly replace them in the group and just wait around for their chance to strike. And okay, theoretically if Gluttony at least took Subaru's memories of Lagunica, Gluttony would then be in the know of Return by Death. If it does turn out that the Archbishop of Gluttony is our antagonist for this arc, and they have Subaru's memories, and thus know about Return by Death, they are going to be an extremely formidable foe to deal with, since they'll actually be one of the only people to know about Subaru's power. However, as much as I think them replacing someone would be a genius way of having them be hiding in plain sight, the only problem is, I have no idea who in the group that would be, since the character focus given to almost everyone inside this tower just doesn't really seem to suggest that they're actually someone else. The only thing I could reasonably think of is, funnily enough, again, Melee. And that's how, if Melee is indeed the one pushing him, Melee would know about Return by Death, because it's not actually Melee, it's Gluttony, and Gluttony knows about Return by Death by having Subaru's memories. Now, here's the thing, I thought of this theory, but there's something about it that doesn't quite line up. If Melee is Gluttony, then unless Subaru had some help, which doesn't seem to be the case, him single-handedly killing a Sin Archbishop just like that is strange, because that's what that would mean with that last scene if Melee being Gluttony was the case. The only excuse I could think of is that Subaru thought Melee was Gluttony and made a horrific mistake choking out the real Melee. But really, the biggest problem with this is just why? Why would Gluttony be doing any of this? If they ate Subaru's memories and thus know about Return by Death, why would they push Subaru off a ledge to kill him instead of just biting his head off or something? Everything will restart, so it's not like it would matter. And with Subaru's memories, they should know that. So if Melee is Gluttony, why are they being so sneaky and fucking around with Subaru? Honestly, I just think Melee isn't Gluttony, but she's still the one who pushed Subaru off the ledge. And the memory wipe thing is the result of something else entirely. Like maybe Gluttony hiding somewhere, potentially disguised as someone else besides from Melee, or potentially even caused by the library itself. But now we've just come back to speculating who on earth the person they would replace would be. And from this episode, you might actually be led to believe it was Rem, given that she would be easy to replace since she's not really doing anything right now. She was eaten by Gluttony already, and, you know, the whole scene where Rem was conscious again and snapped Subaru's head off, and surely that's Gluttony, right? I thought of that, but the idea that Rem is Gluttony in disguise has one tiny problem. Rui is the one who can shapeshift, and she's not the one who ate Rem. Lai ate her. Unless Lai can also shapeshift,
or Ruby doesn't need to eat people herself and can also transform into people eaten by the other gluttonies, it doesn't fully make sense. I think it's more likely something possessed Rem's actual body. And not only that, I think Rem's body being possessed is an entirely separate situation from Subaru being pushed the first 2 times. I mean, the one with Rem had Subaru's head get twisted off. That didn't happen the first 2 times. And I also don't think the one pushing Subaru the first 2 times is the thing that made Subaru lose his memories. So basically, what I'm saying is, this situation is extremely complicated, with potentially even up to 3 or more entirely different antagonistic forces happening at once. And that potentially doesn't even account for what the hell the black fog was shooting at the tower, the time Subaru blacks out, any of the weirdness with the trials, whatever the hell was going on in either of the paths from episode 3, and most importantly, actually figuring out what we came here to do. Find a way to get Rem, Julius's memories, and Anastasia's body back. Although actually, there was the line of, "Hope you figure it out next time, hero," which does kinda bring to mind knowledge about return by death. So maybe whatever's controlling Rem, even if it's not necessarily gluttony, does know about return by death? If it is some ancient spirit entity or something like that, then I could totally see it having some kind of association with Satella and Flugel and thus know about it through that. My head's starting to hurt trying to think of all these possibilities. And yeah, there's just so many questions and mysteries this episode, but I think the one that gives me the biggest just confusion, I guess, is Subaru teleporting from the tunnel all the way back to the entrance of the tower. So he slammed his head against the door, he started glowing a little bit, and then he just appears in the tower. So there was that secret passage to the balcony that we saw both in episode 7 and in this episode, but this seems like something entirely different, and this may be anticlimactic, but I got nothing. I have no idea why that happened, or what that could be, or what it means. The only thing I could even kind of come up with for why that happened is that the tower has something in place where someone who's been to the tower already can come back to the entrance of it if they ever get stuck somewhere. Maybe. It's the only thing I could think of. Oh yeah, I should probably talk about that scene, but I want to keep it brief. The stair climb. Otherwise known by the cool kids these days as Aura Monster, apparently. As much as I wanted to remain completely spoiler-free, I had seen that GIF before this season even started, but like honestly, I just really didn't think anything of it, because it seemed so out of context and I didn't even know what it possibly could have meant. Like, I don't know, I just had zero thoughts on it. No crazy theory crafting or predictions on what it was or whatever. So yeah, I guess all I'll really say is I am pleasantly surprised that we saw no 120 FPS impact frame stair climb this episode, or whatever the hell people who were under extreme levels of brain rot from that meme's existence were thinking. Oh yeah, the break time. That's a thing. Almost forgot about it this week. Anyway, episode 9's break time features Otto and Garfield, which is quite surprising, since we're quite far removed from them at this point. But I guess that also makes it all the more welcoming to finally see them again. Yeah, I think it's safe to say that they're very much not going to be a part of this arc. Anyway, here they're reflecting on the events of the battles of Prestella, with Otto talking about his effectiveness in the battle, and how he was very pivotal for the events in the Sanctuary, but feels he fell short for the encounter with Lai and that whole thing, as well as just being unable to go with the rest of the squad into the dunes. And yeah, it's a nice scene with Garfield encouraging Otto that they need to get stronger so that they can be relied upon. Nothing crazy for the break time this week, but it's nice. I wonder if this is I guess you could call it a hint of sorts, that maybe the arc after this current one, say season 5 or so, will feature the return of Otto and Garfield, and they will have become stronger and more mature. I'd be excited for that. Hopefully not against the Sword Saint though, because the idea of Reinhard becoming an opponent we have to fight against sounds horrifically terrifying, so yeah, let's not have that please. Oh man. Very interesting episode this week, with so much mystery going on that I still don't even really know what to think of it. So yeah, I guess speculating too hard might be a lost cause. So yeah, the only thing we really can do is just wait for the next episode. I'm curious for when the mid-season break will be, since I'm fairly sure that will be a thing just like it was for season 3. But that one was on episode 8 for that season's halfway point. So if the season does end up being 19 episodes, then that would make it around episode 10 or 11. So yeah, potentially even after next week's episode, we might be in for a 2 to 3 month break. So yeah, there's all this craziness and major mysteries going around, and we might just have to stew on them with no answers for 3 whole months. So get ready for that possibility, I guess. But yeah, I don't really have anything else to say for this video, so I'll just end the video now. I swear, I never know how to end these videos properly.